Shamps and giggles. History, news, views, and reviews from a black perspective. Shamps and giggles back for 2024. Oh my lord.
Welcome back to Champs and Giggles, the show which is every Friday. We talk the things. We had a brilliant discussion earlier. We've got another weird and wonderful, and we're on YouTube. Don't forget, we're on YouTube, Facebook, Champs and Giggles Facebook. We're on YouTube. Sign up, and we're on Instagram. Please join us. Sign up, become a member, and come and join us. Write in as well. And we will discuss your issues, and we'll see if we can come to a agreement with it. We'll dissect it. That's what Shamps and Giggles is like. And so it's Shamps and Giggles, www.shampsandgiggles, Gmail, okay, .co.uk or .com, Gmail. We're on TikTok as well. So don't listen. We're on the whole media game. That's what we're like, and we've been here for 4 years. Every Friday without fail. So please come and join us. And listen, if you can't catch us now, the radio stations cannot get enough of us. Okay. So we're on a lot of radio stations, Black Culture Radio, Mood Radio. There is others. I will bring it to you. But listen, every day we're on the radio stations, every single day you can catch them. All right. So it's Shamps and Giggles. Catch us. And we're going to dissect this one. And this one, listen, you've got to have a good stomach. And I'm hoping that you don't see this a lot, and you won't see it again after we've talked about it. So here we go. In the banter hour, we have a banter hour at about 7:15 till 8:30. A subject came up, which was a bit shocking to me as a male. And at the moment on our panel today, there's 2 males, and we were shocked to hear this. This is from the ladies and lady listeners and ravers, party goers, even if you're going to wakes and celebration of life. I understand, I've been told that the women toilets, the sanitary area of toilets and men's toilets, the women toilets are worse than the men's toilets. I cannot believe women's toilets are worse than a man's toilets. And that's what's been going on, because I know when I visit the men's toilet, yes, there's a couple puddles here, but that's about it. But listen, I'm trying to fathom if this is correct. So ladies here can just enlighten me what the state of your ladies' lovely, fragrant toilets are like. Anyone want to come in on this? Because I'm just totally bemused.
Awful.
Oh, Pinky.
Absolutely awful.
Why would you say awful? Have you had an experience of this?
Any clubs where you don't have I often kind of think to myself, maybe they should bring back toilet attendants. You remember back in the days
Oh,
we had
yes, and they have the fragrance there. Yeah, the perfumes or the...
lovely.
Yes.
We had toilets attendants. That's when toilets were nice. You could go into a toilet and you were fine when we had toilets attendants. But nowadays, as we don't have toilet attendants, women's toilets are the worst to go in. I don't even think that women's toilets should be even labeled women's toilets, because I don't know what kind of people go in there, because there certainly can't be women. Not the way they trash the toilets. They trash the toilets. They don't look back. They pee all over the place. They don't wipe the seat. The tissue toilet, the tissues all over the place, on the sink.
My
It
goodness.
is so nasty, so unhygienic.
And
Yeah, and I think that's everywhere, whether you've gone to a wake, whether you've gone to a club at night. I always find the women's toilet. You go into a men's toilet, so much. The only thing about a man's toilet is sometimes the smell of the, but it's so much cleaner. It's far cleaner than women's toilets.
Can't believe it. I'm absolutely gobsmacked. Miss Leisha, go ahead.
Yeah, women's toilets are a nightmare. It's a shock. You actually, if you're going out and it's the early part of the function that you're going to, I tend to go toilet first
Mm.
so I can get it out of the way because I know if I go there later on, it's going to be carnage. Tissue paper on the floor. You'll be walking out with tissue paper on your shoe. Everywhere's uh, flooded. Toilets are flooded with toilet paper, blocked. Um, the women don't know how to use the sanitary bins properly, effectively. So normally there's used tampons laying around the bin rather than in the bin,
Mhm.
and then toilet seats are wet. Um, and it's just a really horrible place to go. Really, and then you get to the sink, and the sink is filled, got toilet paper in there, always blocked up with water, water everywhere on the floors. I just don't know why when women go out, some women go out, I shouldn't say every woman, some
Mm.
women go out, they want to make an absolute carnage of a public toilet. I mean, it's a really poor experience for, because we all need to go to the toilet, don't we?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I can't fathom, I can't understand how a women's toilet would be worse than a man's. But I must tell you that most men's toilets, I don't see toilet paper tissues on the floor.
Because the
You
men,
might see it in the bowl, but you don't see it in well, I have seen it in some clubs in the sink. I don't understand that. I can't fathom that out. But it's not all the sinks are blocked and definitely not so much tissues on the floor.
but
I'm
people
surprised.
admit though, men don't use tissues, whether that they be to wipe up after themselves, in inverted commas, or to wash their hands, use the water to wash their hands. They just go, they pee and they go. Pee, shake, and go.
Well, no, not me. I wipe. So that's just something that I've always done and I'll always do it. And my kids
Wash
will
your
always do
hands,
it.
though, Keith. The main thing is, do you wash your
Of
hands?
course. Regardless, yeah. Wash my hands. Absolutely. That's a given. And really and truly, I've seen some men, and this is just me being I make it audible. I've seen men walk past me, they come out the toilet, flash the chain, walk past me. I'm at the sink, I turn the water on, and they're walking past me, and there's sinks next to me. And I'm thinking, whoa, hold on. And then you're going to shake some brother's hand and hug them and eat a sandwich. So I turn around and say, "Oh, there's water in the tap. It's working. There's water." And and these men just moves along and just walk out. They just walk out, and I'm thinking, I've got to touch that that handle now. So I go back in the toilet cubicle, run off some toilet paper, and open the door with the tissue, and then find a corner and pitch it away. I can't grasp how people could be so dirty and unhygienic and not washed hands. I hate to see their house, and I guarantee you they don't carry them way there at home. So why would you, when you're out and you've had a few drinks, why wouldn't you wash your hands? You
No,
know?
they do at home. I reckon that the guys both do at home. And their partners always say, did you wash your hands?
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
They
What
went,
is? What are they children? What are they kids? You know, when you've got babies and kids, you train them straight away. When you potty train them and they're getting a bit older, you wash their hands for them and you say, wash your hands.
we'll probably need somebody in there to say, look, come and wash your hands for you because they're,
Same thing Pinky said. We need those janitor men back in again, the attendants.
yeah, where they give up the aftershave,
Yes, man. Yeah, and they want a little change. Yeah,
little change, you give them a little
yeah,
shave. Yeah.
yeah. I think they should because I'm absolutely shocked, and I'm shocked to hear that the women's toilets are worse.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
don't understand. So, why? Can you imagine? You know what? And that's why sometimes I say, boy, if they can do that, that shows you the level of unhygienic side of them. You know what I mean? Yeah.
But I also think it's because there's a level of thinking, well, I don't need to clean up afterwards. Somebody's going to clean up after me.
Mm.
I
Oh,
really,
it's somebody else's job.
it's somebody else's job.
Yeah.
You're not exactly going to do it to your own home because you're going to be the person cleaning up. But that saying, if it's not yours, you're not going to have that much commitment to take care of it. I can't remember what the saying is, but it's along those lines. Like you don't see the worth of taking care of something if it doesn't belong to you. And at that point, that toilet does not belong to you. You're there just to do what you need to do for that moment. And if you throw a bit of toilet paper on the floor after you've cleaned yourself up,
Mm-hmm.
somebody pick it up. I don't need to pick it up. I'm not going to bend up and bend down and pick it up, which is quite sad. But this is what us women have to go through. Some of us women on this platform
Mm-hmm.
probably go to the men's toilets because they
Oh, it's
know
cleaner. Yes.
the stalls aren't being used. The men are using the urinals,
Mm-hmm.
so they might nip in to the stalls because the stalls are never used.
Yeah, and not as much queue as there is for the ladies' toilets.
Yeah.
Yes, very true.
Go in twos, don't they? We go in twos and threes.
Yeah, very true, very true. And I must admit, I have seen some ladies queue up outside of men's toilets, and I sometimes say, "You got the wrong room. It's yours is next door." And they said, "No, you see the queue," and I can understand that.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? This day and age now, you're finding that there's a lot of toilets around in companies as well as probably outside. It's unisex. It's both can go in the same room, but there's the cupboards or the cubicles are separate. But
Yeah.
they don't have urinals. They just have cubicles, and men and women can just go and do your thing and come out, you know?
Well,
So,
does anybody have that on any of those toilets in their workplace? Because I don't have that in
oh,
my
you
work.
don't have the unisex. I did at my workplace down in London.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had those and they introduced them. I was a bit miffed, thinking, why are they getting rid of the gents' toilets? And then they said, oh, it's going to be but for both. You've got the cubicles, you just go in. I still found it odd because you're walking in there with the women and you know what I mean, and you just go into your cubicle, do your thing, and the woman's next door. She comes out, you washing your hands, there's a woman next to you. It does throw you a bit. So I don't know if anyone else on this panel has had that that the toilets that are switched to unisex now. I'm not sure if they've had that.
No, they obviously haven't. I think we
No.
um I think I personally prefer the male and female toilets.
Yeah. Separate.
Yeah, have it separate. It works for some people. I mean, if you're going out and there's some of these places you go to and it's gender neutral
Mm.
cubicles, okay, it's fine. But I think it's preference to me to have a separate toilets.
Yeah. I also do. But I think that it's space. And I think that a lot of people look at space and they think, you know what, it's a new building, it's gender neutral, and we just get on with it. But yeah, I just found that very telling. I was a bit upset to hear that. But there you go. Yep. All right. Yeah. So on that note, let's move on swiftly. There were some condolences that I put out there earlier, but I'm going to mention it today and now. Um, uh, Kevin Campbell, a prolific and legend in the Arsenal eyes and in England, passed away at age 54. Kevin Campbell, young black man, 54 years old. He had some health issues, but in passing away was a shock. And Ian Wright, and a lot of the commentators and footballers, they were absolutely shocked and upset. And you can see them physically and visibly, I meant, is upset about what had happened to them. Go ahead, Miss Leisha. You got your hands up?
I think some people are quite burning to talk about Ian Wright in the skirt.
Oh gosh, yeah. Well,
Right, and I
yes,
forgot we've
yes,
been mentioning that on our group chat. So
yes.
I do apologise. I just thought I'd nip into your
Yeah,
condolences.
well, no, because I mentioned Ian Wright. So yes, that's absolutely fine. So and the other one was Donald Sutherland, who passed away at 88. So condolences going out to them. But yes, as you've mentioned, Ian Wright, let's touch that subject. In the groups and also on social media, there was a picture with Ian Wright in some sort of nice dress um, wear in they call it a skirt, but it was a dress. It was a long gown, what I would say is a gown, elegant, lovely. And they complained, what is he wearing a skirt? Why is he modeling? Oh, he was modeling for GQ magazine. So they're saying, why is he in a skirt? Why is Ian Wright in a skirt? And I thought, well, why not? I don't know if anyone else, well, since Miss Leisha see it
I
was
saw it.
okay.
I was,
So yeah, go ahead, Ben Pinky.
I was pretty annoyed that they were calling him. They said, "Oh, Ian Wright ain't Uncle Ian no more. It's Auntie Ian." I
Ridiculous.
don't. And my thing is, the guy that was broadcasting the video with
Mm-hmm.
the picture, because when you go back to the magazine,
Mm-hmm.
G what was it, G something
GQ,
magazine,
GQ magazine, GQ.
GQ magazine.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed that they had like maybe what, five or six other pictures of
Yes.
Ian, and they've taken that one picture with a skirt.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought to myself, well, come on, that outfit, if you notice, is a Samari. Samari, am I saying
Yeah,
it
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Samari. That's the
Samurai,
Samari.
samurai,
Yes, Spice. It's a Samari.
samurai.
Samurai. That's it. Hear me, Samari. It's a samurai. That's what I meant. Samurai. Samurai outfit. If he probably had a sword in his hand and maybe not on roller skates, which, and I don't see, the roller skate, because man and woman wear roller skates, so that don't make no difference.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a skirt, because that I've seen that outfit not only on Ian, I saw Kanye West in that same outfit. There's another brother that I've seen in that same outfit with the black and then the skirt. So I just don't understand why they would all of a sudden start saying that Ian Wright is gay or calling him auntie.
Mm. Ignorance. I call it ignorance.
I
Miss
think
Leisha, yeah, go on, Miss Leisha. What was you going to say on that as well?
I see nothing wrong with it, what he was wearing.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a photo shoot. There were these young Gen Zs having an absolute wobbly because he was sitting there in a pair of roller skates in a skirt. And they're forgetting that there are African tribe and chiefs
Mm-hmm.
in Ghana and Nigeria and all these different African countries who wear like dress skirts and wear like a dress like outfit.
Mm-hmm.
They are revered and they are, people that are looked up to. Like it doesn't mean anything just because he's wearing that skirt. It didn't mean anything. He wasn't walking around in a miniskirt, a tight miniskirt,
Mm-hmm.
and a pair of leggings or nothing like that. It was just a long skirt.
Gown. I call it a gown.
And generally, Ian Wright, Uncle Righty,
Mm.
um, I have to say as well, another thing. Did anybody know that Righty's trying to is now got his pies, Uncle Righty pies? Oh,
No. We'll
yeah,
have to look into that. We'll
yeah.
have to definitely look into that.
Ian Wright and his Uncle Righty chicken and sage and onion pies. I didn't even know that myself. I need to go look out for these lovely pies and tell you what
Oh,
about.
yeah. Yeah, please do, and I'll look out for it as well.
But I see nothing wrong with what he was wearing. But I think it was tactful in what they did.
Mm.
They put that there specifically to get conversation going about Ian Wright.
Yeah, okay. Sophia, go ahead, my dear.
Hi,
Well,
hi, everyone. Hi. I saw the image. I think I
ah,
commented why he was in a skirt, but I wonder why he was in a skirt as well as trousers.
mm-hmm.
Because the skirt looks more kiltish, So if he's in the kilt with the roller skates, then that's fine, all well and good. But why the trousers as well? He's wearing too many things. I thought. I don't know who. I just query what the stylist was thinking, really, because there's nothing wrong with wearing the skirt, because as Leisha said, there are plenty of variations on skirts and dresses and long outfits for men, not necessarily trousers, but he needn't have had the trousers with the skirt. That's what I thought.
Mm.
I don't know if anyone else noticed that.
Yeah, I've seen it on there with the roller skates.
Yeah, he needn't have had the trousers on. No.
Yeah, some sort of fashion. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
that was all.
yeah, kilt. Yeah, they saying it was a kilt, proper
The
kilt.
kilt, yeah. So
Yeah,
he
kilt.
didn't need to wear trousers.
Yeah,
No,
and the
but
trousers.
that was really quite long. The kilt itself was quite long, so there was no
Mm.
need for the strides
Yeah,
as well.
yeah. At the same time,
Yeah.
so yeah.
Yeah.
Steve, did they name it as a kilt?
Yeah, they did. They named it as a kilt. Yeah.
Oh,
The shirt, yeah, they named it as a kilt, and they're saying kilt by Margaret Howell, trousers by Amy Leon Dore, and roller skates. Yeah, but they're calling it a kilt.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
I
could have
get the roller skates because that's like 70s type
yeah, yeah,
he could have
style.
modeled the trousers.
yeah. He could have just wore the kilt on its own, couldn't he? And that's what
He
you
could
would
have done
wear if you
separate
was wearing
shots
a
for
kilt.
each. Yeah, separate shots for
Well,
each
then
outfit.
that's me. That's me. That's where, like you're saying, he could have just wore the kilt by
Yeah,
itself.
because
I
that's
didn't
what a
realize it
kilt.
was a
Yeah,
kilt. I was really looking at it more like the Sam Samari. I keep saying Samari. I know that it was. Spice just said it for me. The
yeah,
Right.
Yeah, samurai outfit. That's what the style that I kind of got because the top part of it matches that kind of outfit.
mm,
Um, but as you're just saying, it's an actual kilt. I think the trousers underneath it for me
hmm
is that's Ian. That's the misogynist side. That's the male. That's the manual. That's the male side of a man. Because look at all the other outfits that he had on.
yeah, yeah. Well,
I
because it's
don't
only a
understand
photo shoot,
why.
so I don't understand why people
I
would
don't
just pick
understand
up on
why
that.
a couple of black men are deciding, particularly that black guy. I just think he wanted little hits for him to be
Yeah,
suddenly
yeah,
jumping and
famous.
thinking,
Yeah,
"Oh, look, we
it's
called.
true.
He's no more uncle. Oh, how can he do that to us? Oh, it's like it's auntie." And
Yeah,
I just think, my gosh, even if he was gay, let's just say, even
mm,
if he was gay, or he
uh-huh,
decided that he's gay now,
mm,
so what?
yeah.
Are you gonna just
It's the
kick out
lights.
that because
Yeah,
he's a gay, you're going to
it's
kick that all off for all the things that Ian's done and stood for in terms of football and calling things out with racism and everything. You're going to throw all of that down the drain.
yeah. I think it's to do with the
I mean, no,
lights.
no, 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 really.
Yeah, I think that
I
person
thought,
just wants
wow,
the
look at you,
likes.
black people, man.
Yeah, it's
Ignorant.
just
You
to
just,
do
you
with the
were trying to,
likes. I got a feeling it's the like thing. They just wanted to make sure they get the likes. Go ahead, Miss Leisha.
Look, protect Ian Wright. He's gone through a
Yes,
lot.
man.
He was
Yes, man.
footballer.
Yes,
Protect
man.
See, these young Gen Z kids don't know nothing. Like they
Yeah,
just got here. They haven't
yeah.
seen what he's had to go through and where he is now.
yeah,
And
Agree.
to be somebody who hasn't gone through the same as what's that white guy's name who became an alcoholic and went to China? What's his name? The one who cried on the pitch. Oh
Um,
gosh, I can't remember. But he came through the same era as him.
oh,
Huh?
you mean
who?
Wayne,
Gascoigne? Ask Gascoigne.
Oh, no, Wayne Rooney.
no, Gascoigne.
Oh,
No,
Gascoigne. Yeah, Gascoigne.
Gascoigne,
Yeah,
yeah.
England. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Gascoigne, the one
Drugs.
that's over in wherever that foreign place is now. Look
Yeah,
Yeah,
at the state
drugs.
of him, though.
there's a lot of footballers of his generation that turn
Mm.
alcoholic, that turn
Mm,
drug users, that turn like whatever,
yeah,
and haven't lasted like he has lasted.
yeah.
Protect him at all costs.
That's right.
Amen to
I
that.
agree.
And
I
then,
agree.
because I got into a big thing with him, and they were saying, and I'm like, I just don't understand why, and because some people, oh well, and anyway, because you play for Arsenal and they don't like Arsenal, and so they're all gonna just drown Ian because of the fact that he's just got on this thing, and like you forget all the years. I mean, when you think about it, it's Arsenal, Barnsley, Wrighty, all of them man they stand up for uh racism, to kick racism out of sport, with John Cantano and all of them. Come on, you can't just you know, just because he's in a skirt, they're gonna lambaste him. Ignorant black men are gonna lambaste him because he's
Yeah,
in a
silly.
in a skirt.
Yeah, silly, silly,
And
silly.
but the thing about it is they're calling it a dress. Because I had to show to someone that's a dress. You know what
Yeah,
he's got on is completely different. It's not a dress. He's got trousers underneath it as well.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And Dion said the same thing. Hold time, Miss Leisha, 1 minute. Because they need to for their career, as they like to see black men in dresses. Beckham wore a skirt long time ago. So yeah, I remember Beckham wearing a skirt. That's Dion. Go ahead, Miss Leisha.
Beckham was so wrong, darling.
A sarong. It was a sarong. Yeah, it was a
Wrong.
Yeah,
sarong.
well, no, what Dion is actually saying,
Yeah.
I actually
No, but I get what she's
understands the thought. Look what Cat Williams, yeah, because Cat Williams talked about this, and I like Cat Williams, and I hear what he's saying. But I guess that's for me, yeah, I hear that. That's a lot of to do with Hollywood and how they want to portray black men. But I think that this is something that is just totally different, because why I say that is that if it was one picture that Ian done or several pictures that Ian did with a skirt on, then I can say maybe you lot have got something to say, you want to cuss, or maybe you want to say whatever. But this was one picture out of like about what? Must be about, it was a photo shoot. How many pictures are there, Keith? I think
There's one main picture of that, and there's about 4 or 5 others because it was a photo shoot. It was for
right. So
GQ
nobody took
magazine.
out all the 4 or 5
No,
other pictures of him
no.
looking like a man, looking
Yeah, yeah,
macho,
yeah, 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 with
looking, yeah.
different tops on.
Nobody never
No,
took those out of context, but they took
no.
this one picture
Yeah, he's
out
sitting
of
down relaxed.
context,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, and decided to slaughter him.
yeah.
Which,
Go ahead, Miss Leisha. Sorry, Pinky. Miss Leisha was finishing off. Go on. What was you going to say?
What I was going to say is, when somebody posted that in the chat and I looked at it and I responded back and said, no, meanwhile, again, there are tribes in Africa who are wearing skirts and
yeah,
wearing,
no, Leisha, I
Yeah,
posted it in the chat, and I
yeah,
posted it in
yeah.
the chat to highlight to you lot what was being said.
yeah.
Okay.
And the thing is,
Ca-
the thing is,
Karen.
the thing is that we're forgetting, and I know D put in the chat about because talking about Cat Williams, the American thing is completely different. Cat Williams isn't, although he says it, I think that a lot of Americans see him as the gospel talker, where he can be an agent of chaos as well in his own way. He's gone through his own things as well, but I think that the way how they use it in Hollywood compared to how Ian Wright is wearing a skirt is completely different. Ian Wright. He's got his little beanie hat on and his long trousers on. He's just a geezer in living life and
Yeah.
doing the thing. I sent you Keith, by the way, the link to
Yes.
the pie thing. Did you get
Yes, you did. I did get it. Yep, I've got it.
the audience if you can, because that needs to be plugged. Let's get Ian Wright's Uncle Wrighty's pies.
All right then. Okay, so bear with me. I'm just going to see if I can do our share.
Hmm.
So let's get my Zoom
Because I
on.
never knew about this. I just found out.
All right, let's share. Right, could you guys see anything yet?
Yeah, we can.
Oh, you can. So I don't,
Willie Spies.
yeah, I'm trying to make it bigger. It's gone now. Oh yeah, can you, how do I'm trying to.
Oh, it's okay. Just scroll down.
Oh yeah,
Those are his pies.
Ian Wright's. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, Ian Wright's got a pie network business going on, and it's called Willie's Pies. WILLY's apostrophe S pies.
His pies. No, he's selling his
Oh,
pies.
he's selling his pies at Willie's Pies.
It's called Uncle Wright Uncle Wright's Pies.
So I need to find where Uncle Wright's Pies is then.
Uncle Wrighty's Pies. So if you scroll down, you got Uncle Wrighty's roast chicken and
Oh,
say,
yeah.
yeah,
Yes. So Uncle Righty. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you go onto Willie's Pies, as I spelled it, so it's www.willie, WILLY pies, all one word, .com. And within that, scroll down and Ian Wright, he's got his own Uncle Righty's roast chicken, sage and onion pies. And they're sold out. Oh, brilliant. And what
Well
else
done.
is he?
Did he do
Yeah.
any more? Is that the only one he does?
look.
And-
It's in East London.
oh, and you can get it on Ocado. I think Ocado you can get them on Ocado, I think.
Yeah.
I think that's the only one. No,
And
well,
based in Hackney as well.
local deliveries.
Yeah, based in
Yeah,
Hackney.
yeah.
No, I don't like the look of that. It's not his pie, but that one next to it just
Oh,
looks a bit.
beef mince. Beef,
Yeah,
beef
beef
mince
mince
is
and
called.
cheese. That
And
looks a bit.
cheddar pie. Yeah,
Mm,
yeah.
not for
But
me.
but
But his pie looks
it's
nice.
quite filling, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. It looks quite filling, ladies and gentlemen, on the radio. It yeah, definitely looks filling. Yeah.
I
So
might
yeah,
down
let's go
there
and let's try and go and support him. Yeah.
I might nip down there and grab a pie on a Sunday, and I can tell you guys all about it when I'm next in East London, definitely.
Yeah. It's a whole roast free range chicken in a creamy little number alongside the ever reliable back three of onions,
Leek
leek and
and
celery,
celery. Mm.
finished with confit garlic, a big hit of Dijon, and a punch to the gob of sage.
Sage.
That's quite it. The
Brilliant, isn't it?
pies are detached. Yeah. Detached frozen. Must be refrigerated on arrival, consumed within 3 days. That looks very meaty, I'm telling you.
Look, that's in London Fields, by the way, guys. It's in
Yeah.
52 Westgate Street in London Fields. That place is changed, London Fields, by the way.
Is
It
it?
used Yeah, it used to be like no lights down there or anything like that. It used to be really frightening. But now it's like it's taken over. It's completely gentrified. And they've got places like this where they can sell pies for, what is it, £7 a pop?
£7, yeah, £7 a meaty pie.
Yeah,
It's sold out. Can you believe that? Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the only one he's got on there at this moment in time. I'm just scrolling through, but yeah,
There he is. Go up, go up. Let's
now
see that picture.
supplied by HG.
Look, there's the picture. Let's
Yeah,
see the picture.
yeah, there he is.
Lovely.
Outside Willie's Pies. Yeah, yeah. And listen, now supplied by HG Waters. They're a huge meat and delivery and suppliers. HG Water. They're huge. So yeah, if he's got that, you'll see their delivery vans all over the place. Ian Wright, the investor. So yeah, he's invested, which is very good. Right, it says the shed is due to close on the 23rd of June, but it's not all doom and gloom. So it looks like
Closed on Sunday.
it's closed on Sunday. Yeah, yeah. I'm just trying to scroll through to see what's going to happen to it and where's it going, but it says it's not doom and gloom. Hold on. Local
That's it,
delivery.
really.
Yeah. So listen, ladies and gents, if you can, if you're in London, if you're down on there before Sunday or tomorrow, try and get down to Willie's Pies. Yeah. I'm trying to look for their address so I can voice it.
Hackney.
They're based in Hackney, so I try to get where they are in Hackney. Let me see if it's at the bottom, so I can tell you. Contact shipping. Let's see. Local.
This is 1323 Westgate Street, London, E8.
Oh, brilliant. So it's Westgate Street in Hackney, which is E8. Yeah. So thank you very much. Read that address out again, please.
It's 1323 Westgate Street, London, E8 3RL.
Brilliant. Get down there and support Ian Wright. Yeah. So let's get down there to support him. Yeah. Brilliant if we can. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's just have a look. Did you think he was happy to wear? Yeah, I think who was Dion. Yeah, I think he was happy to wear the skirt, Ian Wright. Yes, I think he was all right. And Denise, yes, if you can get down there locally, try and get across, but they're closed tomorrow. So yeah, so see how you go. Go ahead, Miss Leisha.
Yeah, I was going to say about D putting in there, do you think he was happy to wear the skirt? That's an interesting question to ask, because why would you think he was unhappy to wear the skirt?
Yeah, very true.
You know, I it was just a long skirt. That's what it was. And I direct you guys back. You know, a skirt doesn't doesn't make a man, or a pair of trousers doesn't make a man masculine, or doesn't make wearing a skirt does not demasculate a man. Unless it depends on what sort of skirt it is. It can look emasculated. It can emasculate a man, or it can seem to emasculate a man. But I think that the skirt that he wore was a long one. If it was a samurai sword fighter, or if it was if it was in Europe at some particular point in time, or in Africa or whatever, they would have been wearing skirts and it'd be nothing. Like Saudi Arabia, the men are wearing like dresses. So hot, so they wear dresses.
Yeah.
You get these Muslim guys walking around in certain areas of the UK, London, what have you, and they're wearing these long dresses because it's cooler for them. There's no.
But Scottish men wear kilts.
Yeah, that's right.
Kilts. Yeah, and long socks.
Yeah, long socks. Yeah.
Long socks. So I don't see a problem with it at all. Yeah. Go righty.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, go righty, go righty. That's my
so,
Ian Wright, mate.
Yeah, and you know what we're like? We're always here to promote the black businesses, and that's what we're all about. So let's get down there, support him, or
Their
get
sexuality
online.
has nothing to do with us.
Correct. Yeah.
Not to me at all, no.
Yeah, get online and go and support him. I've just put it in the chat, the address. Yeah, so get down there. Actually, what I'm also going to do, I'm also going to put the phone number, which as Spy said, it's 13 to 23 Westgate Street, London, E8.
Keith, you saw it, I'll put it in there afterwards.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, put it in the group. So yeah, get down there. If you can't get down there, give them a ring to support Ian Wright. Their mobile number is 07 562 946 232. Okay, so it's 07 562 946 232. And that's what we're there to about. So Ian Wright, go on with yourself, Ian. Nice, nice.
Righty.
Go on with yourself.
And wear whatever you want.
Yes, man. Yes, man. Yeah.
You will always be Uncle Ian.
And that's what they say. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think that concludes our show for this evening. So, radio listeners, listen, we'll be back next week, Friday, here to talk the things, and come on board. Don't forget to check us out. Okay, so it looks like we've got a little reprieve. So I'm glad to see that. So it looks like I've got a little more time with you. So pam. Let's go with it. Let's go with it.
I believe you wanted to wrap up so soon. What's going on in your life? You want to run off? What's the grandkids calling you saying, Granddad?
Yeah. I got to put my wife to bed. She's got to get wrapped up, and the grandkids is with us as well. So, you know what I mean? Pressure on me. So don't worry with that. So while I'm down there, I can leave her do it. So that's fine. and it's 11 o'clock. So, you know what I mean? So, which is good. So, yes. So, what other topics were they to discuss? I brought to the table. There was Ian Wright, as you're saying, with the skirt that is
It was
great
Kevin
price.
Campbell, which is going to be a massive funeral, I guess. We
Yeah,
said condolence for
yeah, yeah. That's
Kevin,
right, Kevin
sorry,
Campbell. Yeah. So
Kevin
we've
Campbell.
we've done that, and we are still we said Kevin Campbell. We've said Donald Sutherland. Um, Congratulatories. Oh, yes, congratulatories. King's Honours List. Yeah, the King. He gave out some honours to which I think which is right, only right, to one of the post office gentlemen.
Yeah,
His name is
Alan
Sir now.
Bates.
So Sir Alan Bates. That's correct. Yeah. So which is honourable. He was given um, an award before, but he refused it because of what the post office members were going through and had been through, and some of the post office members not being alive and taking their own lives and so on. So he refused it and gave it back. He just refused the invitation, while Paula Venables still had her honor and her title. So with the outcry and after the documentary, the public outcry forced her hand to give it back, which she did. I'm sure it was reluctantly, but she did. And then now the King, in his birthday last week, his birthday was last week, yeah, last week Sunday. He did a list of recipients, which Alan Bates was one of them. So he's now Sir Alan, which is good. And I pray that they get he and the others get all their compensation, because it's long overdue, long overdue. So let's hope that this now pushes it forward for him to get his comeuppance for his commission. The others that got their awards was Rebecca Ferguson, the runner-up in the long time X Factor. She got an MBE. The other one to receive an MBE was Boney M's singer. She got an MBE. Allegedly, this is just past gone by. Back in the day, the prince at that time, not king, but he is king now. He probably had a little eye for Boney M singer back in the day. So I'm grateful that it's now years down the line that she's now been recognized for great singer. And I remember that song they call it disco years. Um, Brown girl in the ring, tra la 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 la.
yeah.
That was,
There's a brown girl
yeah,
in
yeah.
the ring.
That was
But
one
he's
of
going to sing
Tra
by the
la
rivers
la
of
la la
Babylon.
la.
yeah. And the Rivers of Babylon as well. There were so
Yeah,
many,
by the
you know?
rivers of Babylon,
Yeah, yeah.
where we sat down. But he also, King Charles also, he's the only group to ever play
Hmm.
in the palace. Was who?
Supremes.
There you go, the Free Supreme.
I
And
think
his
that's where
favorite
Harry gets his eye.
what was it was Ferguson.
Sheila Ferguson.
Sheila Ferguson, thank you, Spice. Yes, Sheila Ferguson was one of his favourites. They were the only group to ever perform in
Oh,
the
in the
palace back in the
palace.
day.
All right,
Yeah, the
brilliant,
first
brilliant.
black group, uh,
Hmm.
Free Women, 3 Degrees. Yeah,
Oh, brilliant! Because
yeah,
and Dion, because Dion saying she's confused for why did Ferguson get an MBE for her recognition
yeah.
for music industry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think she
services
does.
to
I think she
music.
does musical theatre.
Yeah, in the
Yeah.
background.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
She's Liverpool born, isn't she? She's
yeah,
Liverpool
she's
born.
The
Liverpudlian. Yeah,
Yeah,
Liverpoolian, yeah.
yeah. And she won it. Well, she came runner up in X Factor in 2010. So
yeah.
it's all what she's done
Yeah, it's
before.
all related.
It's all
First slave
related.
ships came through
Yeah,
Liverpool port.
yeah, yeah. And also, you guys probably didn't even realize, but yeah. So she got that, and also she got it for. Uh, Well, yeah, she's in. Yeah, and I didn't realize. And she's also thanking, but I wonder if she was a victim. It says, I wish to thank, um, which will monitor the sexual harassment and bullying in the entertainment industry after she was named in the King's Honor. So obviously, she may have been bullied, as actresses and singers go through their career.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Especially as a black woman.
the
I think there is a.
producers.
I think there is a story somewhere about that. Now that
Yeah,
you've just mentioned that.
yeah. So, and I think that all encompasses why she got her MBE. So it's the journey that she's taken to get to where she got to. Miss Leisha, go ahead.
Yeah. So Rebecca Ferguson,
Mm,
she set up the charity, like you said, because of the bullying that she experienced whilst in the music industry. She was heavily controlled in the music industry during the first years of her um, having, gone into the music industry.
mm,
So she was able to take control of her albums and her career. And since then, she's just been flying. So the music industry are much about controlling their artists and not give them much freedom to do what they want. They can often suppress their, things like releasing their albums and things like that.
mm.
Um, so I do remember that she spoke on being controlled by the record label
Yeah, in the past.
in the past. Yeah,
Yeah. So that's yeah. So that's why she was honored, and it's good that she got the recognition, um, you know, for what she's done. So which is absolutely brilliant. And
I think it's in there as well. Just a bit of
Yeah, go on. Yeah.
this is what she said. She said she told the House of Commons Women Equalities Committee that she was fleeced both financially and morally by executives and others in positions of power who disgusting conduct was part of a rotten culture. Unfortunately, there is bullying culture to make artists behave how people want them to, often for others, commercial gains, her evidence said. So there's a lot of bullying in the music.
Yeah, there is. And I think I got a feeling there still is.
Oh
And
yeah,
I
well you
think
can see with America, can't you?
there
Let
still
alone to
is.
even know the scale of what goes on here in the UK.
Yeah,
It's the same thing.
yeah. Yeah, so I'm pleased that she got one recognition of what she's done and what she's gone through, let alone, So
Just to let you know that if they want to read the article on that, it's in the BBC, 5th of December, 2023. Rebecca
yes,
Ferguson taking control after music industry abuse claims. So
brilliant,
very, very powerful people in the
brilliant.
industry were controlling her and also keeping her quiet, telling her to keep quiet.
Yeah, because they abuse their authority.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
People in power do abuse their authority. Unfortunately, they think they are above their law, but we've just shown them, particularly here with the case. No, no, not
yeah,
quite,
yeah,
not quite. Thank God for civil claims, and we have the High Justice Court. We shouldn't ever have. No woman should ever have to, particularly for a black woman, which is why it's so important for us to support each other.
yeah,
uh,
yeah,
with the different organizations that are out there and start instead of trying to feel threatened one by the other, we need to get together and club together and support each other.
Yeah.
particularly things like this, and changing legislation and getting legislation in place.
Yep, that's it. And the other thing and the other person that I wanted to congratulate, as I said, is the Boney M singer, one of the lead singers, Liz Mitchell. She got an MBE as well, and she was very happy to receive it because her father also, late father also was a recipient of an MBE many years ago. And considering Boney M, she's 71. She's 71 years old, and the King honoured her with an MBE, which is brilliant, you know.
I think that's brilliant too, because can't forget that music does unite us.
Yes,
Well done, Charles.
yeah.
Well
And her
done,
dad,
Charles. King
yeah,
Charles.
and King Charles, yeah. Her dad's name was Norman Mitchell, and he received his MBE um, in 2014. He's passed now, for his charitable work, and he was one of those Windrush generations came over. So he got an MBE, and she's got an MBE. So she's very proud of it. So which is very good. You know, there's been so many others that are on this list as well, but also Daniel Radcliffe, from Harry Potter, but he didn't get an honor from the King. He got a Tony Award in America for Harry Potter and
Right.
theatre production. So he's got an award, which is good. So
Which
yeah,
is
so
good because it's still, it's British led anyway.
yes,
So
yes, yeah, and it's you know, and because he's doing great things. He was a young guy when he was in Harry Potter, and like most people, some people seen Harry Potter, some people love it, some people haven't. But yeah, so but it's good, and we at Shams and Giggles we will always celebrate um, greatness, and we'll always celebrate people's celebration of life when they've passed. So we'll always be doing that, and that's one of our parts. And the other important thing, ladies and gentlemen, to do is always remember you've got to go and vote. 4th of July
absolutely,
is coming, and
absolutely.
it's the
We want
youngsters.
things to change. We do have
Yep,
to vote. You
yep,
cannot refrain and just sit there and sit on the fence. We want legislation to change. We want change in this country, and particularly for us
yep,
as minority, we have to get up and go and vote. Well said, Lee.
absolutely,
Well said.
absolutely right. We
That's what
do. Yeah, we really do. And as Pinky, I couldn't say it in a better term. If we want things to change, we have to start changing. And we have to, if we want the right people in to govern the government and to make sure we get a better future for living off the breadline, providing stability in education, providing stability for youngsters these days, we have to go and vote because I'm telling you now, if the certain government that is in power at the moment, what they want to do, and they will implement it if they win, is they will put every single young adult that's between the ages, I think it's 16 to 19 or 15 to 9, I think it's 16 to 19, you will be signed up for military service. Yeah. So, and that is a promise. You will be signing your kids up for military service between the ages of 16 and 19. And also, your kids will have to have compulsory mathematics, regardless if they're very good at it or not good at it and don't like it. Some kids have left school without examinations and certificates and done very well because their mind is on the business side and not academically talented, but later on in life they can do it. So it's not to say that you leave without qualifications, you're not going to get nowhere. That's not true. However, the government has said that if they get into power again, every youngster between 16 and 19, or the same as the signing up for the army and tutorial army, you will have to do mathematics, and that's a given. There's no way of getting away with it. Go ahead, Miss Leisha.
Or last two last two prime ministers were not elected.
That's correct.
So Rishi's not elected.
No, that's correct.
And the lady who was the flash in the pan, cannot remember her name.
Liz Truss.
That's it, Liz Truss. She was not elected either.
Correct. Correct.
What we're doing now, what people got to think about is, do you want somebody to stay in who was not elected and is doing the job that they're currently doing to the country now? Do they want the other party, the opposite party, Labour, to come in and do their job, or do they want another party? Either way, you should vote.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a very small party. Just vote, because it makes a big difference to how the next people that come in treat us.
Yep, absolutely true. And you saying that next party and so on, there's several parties out there. It's not just Labour and Conservative, but they're the main front runners. But you also got in the wings, and he's galloping pace. And if we don't go out and vote the way that you want to go and vote, they will get in, and they will cause an absolute mess and a stir within the Houses of Parliament. And that's Nigel Farage. Nigel Farage is making gallops. He's bounding along with voters saying that they're going to vote for him. And listen, can you imagine if he's got a say in anything to do with immigration? Listen, you've got to go and vote. That's why it's so important that we go out and vote. And I say we as any nationality, any nation, but the Black nation, we have to go out and vote, because you would not want a Nigel Farage directing any part of this country.
Neither would we want another tsunami. Richie Tsunami. We
No,
don't want another.
Sunak.
Sorry, Richie's.
Yeah.
Richie's
I know that, yeah, because he is full of water, but yeah, we won't want another.
Tsunami. I thought his name was Tsunami.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
Oh,
You said,
yeah.
I know what you meant is they're full of water. Miss Leisha, go ahead. and then Spice. Go ahead. Go ahead, Miss Leisha. Tsunami.
No, I see Nigel Farage as another agent of confusion. He just comes in and provokes everybody. He goes away, so he comes in, creates a complete tsunami.
Tsunami, yes, that's true. Makes a good tsunami. Very good, Pinky. Yes, Leisha. Yes, he does.
He goes to Europe. So at first, I remember him saying, he really pushed for UK leaving Europe.
Yes.
And then what did he do? He moved to Europe.
Moved on. Yeah.
He moved to Europe and got a job in Europe. And now he's back because he sees an opportunity now, because Sunak isn't very much liked at all, and he wasn't elected. And he thinks, oh, I can get in there now and, spit my rhetoric. And he thinks that he can get some numbers, and people will buy it. People will buy it. But no, I won't be voting for Farage. Absolutely not.
Yep. And this is the problem. So you need to get out and vote. And I see Dion. Thank you very much, Lisa. I see Dion is on the power. She says Labour is going to win, but they are all the same. Just lie to get a vote, making promises, and don't do what they say once they have your vote. He is not going to win. I think she's talking about Nigel Farage. Hold tight, Spice, you're next. But the Labour leader, he was the one that let the Jimmy Savile off. I don't trust any of them. So yeah, so Keir Starmer at the time, he was a barrister, and that's his background, law. He was the Jimmy Savile barrister or something like that, case officer. So he let him off. So yeah. So listen, let's go to Spice, and then we're coming to the end. So Spice, go ahead, my dear.
As far as I can say, we just need change. We just need change. You've got this latest scandal now with the whole betting thing.
Yes, that's right.
You
Betting if
got
he's
this,
going to
that
win.
that's
Yes,
that scandal there where the
yes,
you know they're arresting people because of the betting of when the election was going to be up. And
yes.
then I've looked at, I've seen one of the videos for the Conservative um campaigns, and have you seen it? It's they show the beach and the red carpet and a welcome sign saying that if Labour get in, basically they're going to be out welcoming all the immigrants into the country.
Oh, jeez,
I just thought it
Phyllis.
was really, really distasteful,
Yeah,
really
that's low.
distasteful. But
That's so low.
I mean,
That's the racism of them. That
well,
Yeah,
that
well, yeah,
alone, Spice, what
yeah,
you've just said,
yeah,
shows that
yeah.
Conservative, they've not changed from way back, because that's the same thing that they said under Harold Wilson. If you vote Labour, you've got a nigger for your next door neighbour.
All
I
right.
mean, really, these people just don't change.
But with that, I've got to say goodbye to our radio listeners. Listen, I told you it's going to be a talk the team in so many words. We
Yeah.
dissected, we've debated, and we've said our opinions. And listen, come and join us next week. You've got all our social media avenues to reach out and contact us. Jump on board, have your say. It's Shamps and Giggles. Good night and God
I
bless.
remember he said if he lost, he's going to South California. He's not
Why
a
we
British man.
why
He don't love Britain.